something that you are looking to accomplish in the next 12 months?
I'd like to see my team become very prosperous, of course. I want to see them all independent, where they feel financially secure, where they don't feel like they're struggling, where they're independent and out on their own. Not necessarily off the team if they're not ready, but I'd like to see them feeling like they don't depend on me as much, that they just check in and say, hey, guess what? I have this, I have that. They might have a few questions here and there. I'd like to see the brokerage, starting to really see a lot of success with these agents with more money coming in. I mean, I'm always thinking of the brokerage and seeing the success of the brokerage. So when I'm out trying to get some of these things going on, it's always about the brokerage.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
bigger picture.
well, I always have thought I'm really good at thinking of a big picture. Sometimes I have to have my son Chaz. He pulls me in sometimes on the small picture. And that's why we kind of offset each other, because he's good at saying, okay, mom, you're looking at the big picture, but right now we got to think of the small today.
Yeah,
And I'm like, you're right.
yeah, that's awesome. What's something that you're looking to accomplish in the next 5 years?
Um, Probably financial independence for one, for myself, maybe taking a step back. I would like to see some of these people on my team starting their own team. I'd like to see them start recruiting. I'd like to see them building a team themselves, bringing people in. I'd like to see them doing what I'm doing. I'd like to see them being team leads.
I'm curious because um, why is that? Because I'll here and here's you've been in the business a couple of years. I've been in the business 12 years, right? Like most team leads will tell people that to their face, but they truly don't really mean it, right? Like for you, yeah, no, and for you, coming from the teaching background, right, and wanting to see students succeed, right, and take that next level. Because I'm the same way, right? Like, I believe a team serves its purpose for a certain extent. I know that I'm a unicorn, and there's several agents that are unicorns in the industry that stay on teams their whole career.
Mhm.
But I think, what is that for you as to really wanting to get them to that next level of growing the team?
I think it's because I think there's a lot of cutthroat people in the industry.
Hmm.
And I think that if you don't truly value this industry and really care about each other and not realize that it's not always about making money, but in this
Hmm.
industry it is really about the people that you're working with and truly caring about the industry and being ethical and honest. But also money comes. I mean, you're going to make the money. And if you don't learn about other people and growing agents to do the right thing and growing agents to not be necessarily greedy, but teaching and seeing how people grow, and it's a give and take, and then send them out to be successful, because I genuinely want people to be successful. Even if they're more successful than me, I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
because it means I did a good job.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing that if my son sells more than me, I did a good job. If my
Yeah.
colleagues do better than me, I did good.
Yeah.
So you've got to learn that if other people are more successful than you didn't fail. You don't have to be jealous of them. And I think that if they do that, they'll realize that you were successful in growing someone to get there. I think it'll take away some of that anger and competitive and jealousy edge, that you did good.
Yeah. Yeah. I in the beginning of my career, like I said, it was the opposite of that, right? It was make money and do that. And then as we grew the team and got older, right, and that thing, my mindset has changed around that. But now it's more of the sports analogy, right? I want the best coaching tree, right? I
Mhm.
want I want to be able to be at that pinnacle peak of, like, I've been able to help this person, this person, this person, this person find success in the business because I had the mentor from day one. I had the coaching from day one. I had all the support I needed from day one. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have that. So that coaching tree is what I'm trying to build.
Right. And maybe that's my mentality, but I call it the teacher mentality.
Yeah.
I don't want to see kids stay in high school for 2 or 3
Yeah.
years, as a senior. that shows I failed.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't want to see my team not be successful because it means I failed.
Yeah.
And when they start getting greedy and jealous of each other and petty, and they're not giving each other a high five for their success, then that means they're still being petty. And I
Mm.
want to see them learn to grow. And when another agent is good, pat them on the back, ask them what they did, take in what they did and learn from it.
Yeah. There's a lot of, it is a competitive industry. It is some at times an industry that has a scarcity mentality versus an abundance mentality. But what I've found over the last 3, 4, 5 years is that there's a good chunk of us, a big number of us that are willing to help each other grow, even across brokerages.
Mhm,
Of there's enough business for all of us to succeed,
mhm.
right?
I have found more good than bad in
Yeah,
agents. I really have. I've met very few that are just cutthroat mean. There's a couple. There's a couple
yeah,
greedy. They don't care if they knock you down to get you out of the way, and they don't care if they hurt you in the path. But I
yeah.
found more good than bad.
Julie, what's the legacy goal for you? What's the goal that you're looking to hit when you're no longer here?
I want somebody to look back and say she really helped me. She helped me at least grow, or at least she showed kindness and compassion, and she at least, gave me a chance and taught me to be a better person. That's pretty much it.
And last question for you, because I want to be respectful of your time. What is one piece of advice that you always give agents that are either getting into the business, or if agents just come to you and asking for advice? What is that one thing that you always share?
Build the relationship. You build that relationship, you'll have a forever client. Don't look at the dollars. Don't look at the percentage of what that sale is for the house. Don't bypass it if it's a 1% sale. Don't bypass it because of the money. Look at the relationship you're building with that client.
I want to follow up on that. How did you get to that mentality? Because I think, especially in today's world with social media and Instagram and flashy cars and watches and all of those things, agents getting into the business, not all, right, but some of the younger agents that get into our business, I try to tell them it's not fast cash. If you're trying to get fast cash, this isn't the industry for
Mhm.
you. If you're trying to build a career, then you'll be fine. But how did you get that mentality? Because it is hard. We are commission based, right? At the end of the day, we do have to
Yeah.
keep an eye on the dollar, right? But
Oh, yeah.
but it, but there's a mentality around that.
I probably had it since I worked in Columbus, because every parent that comes in that door, you have to build that relationship. And I always had the business mentality of education, that every kid that walked in my room was a client, and it's a business. And they are my little stocks. And every time I did a parent teacher conference, I explained to them, your child is my stock. And I have to put money into those stocks, and each kid has a different place where I'm investing. So they're not going to be the same place I invest. And I told parents, I work for you. Tell me what I need to do to be successful, because you know this kid, this little stock, where should I invest? And they would tell me.
Hmm.
So I thought of it as a business. I never thought of education as, punishment or this or that. And I never had problems. They would tell me what the deficits were, and they would tell me where I needed to invest. And if I just looked at it all the time like that as a business, then I never had a problem. And that's kind of what this is. It's a
Yeah,
business, but you have to have a relationship with your client. And those were my parents. Now it's just my clients. It's the same mentality. Where do I need
yeah.
to invest? In the people?